Hey guys, so it's the next day and I'm actually out here at Stony Point visiting the Tractor Supply to get feed for my hens and straw, which I finished using up, and also for the rabbits. But I also see some trees. And I wasn't thinking about putting another tree in my backyard because I figured what space do I have? But I think I can carve out some space. I see lots of trees, apple trees. I think I'm interested in another peach tree. So babes, I'm looking at some peach trees here. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I know exactly where I would put this one. Yeah. Okay, time for me to get a cart. Can we get a cart?
What kind of cart?
One to put stuff in.
Regular cart?
Yeah, I think so. A regular cart. I'm gonna check out these peach trees. Oh, yes, 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 yes. So, I think I'm gonna take one of those golden eunomynuses out and put one of these in.
Look, you also got potting soil here.
And I have potting soil. It's gonna be a good day. Okay, well, I didn't want to film on the inside of the business, but we managed to overbuy. I ended up getting 2 blueberries, Premier blueberry and powder blue blueberry, and they look like they are ready to go, actually. Check that out. Isn't that beautiful? So I got 2 blueberries. We did get a Rosa plum tree. So this one I think we're gonna put by the chicken coop because it has all that space in the back, and then even if it goes over to the next lot, at least they can harvest some plums over there. And then we did get the dwarf peach. So this one, we got a dwarf peach. This is gonna go in the front. So I'm gonna have David busy planting trees. So we have the plum, we have the peach tree, which I didn't expect to get today, the 2 blueberries, and then of course we ended up getting an entire wagon of hay for the rabbits, 4 bags. Got the electrolyte little things for the chicks, pellets for both the rabbits and the hens, and then we also got the chick feed. So it's a very productive morning here at Tractor Supply over at Stony Brook. We pretty much had everything that I was looking for, so I'm excited. Prices were really good. They were within my budget. This is gonna last me for a while. But I'm really stoked on the trees. I'm so excited because we're adding more edibles to the Bronx Porch Homestead. Do you want to open up the back or no?
Well, for the hay, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Oh, that's another thing. We did get straw. So we got hay for the rabbits, but we had to get 3 bales of straw.
Where's Peter?
He went to go get the straw
okay.
because there was only one here.
I'm going to ask him to unload this because
Yeah.
it's heavy.
Should we take the mulch and put it in the front over there? Can we pile up the mulch or no? Yeah, I think that might be better, right? This way the pellets can just go in the front.
Trees.
Okay, I think we're good. All righty. All right, we got a full car. Check it out. Do we know how to pack or what? This is great. So the trip from the Bronx Porch Homestead to the Stony Brook Tractor Supply was 35 minutes. So that's pretty good for a Saturday morning,
yeah.
Right? That was great. All right, so we're going to take it easy going back. Can't wait to have a second cup of coffee. I'm only on 1. And then we're gonna unload. back in our backyard. This is Mashalou Parkway.
Nothing.
Almost home.
No space.
There's our Bronx Porch homestead. Alrighty, we are back home. I'm in front of the Bronx Porch homestead on my porch. I'm gonna go have some breakfast now. It's late breakfast and then I'm just gonna chill for a bit. This is the electrolyte that I thought I had bought the other day. It hasn't come in yet. So I got these at Tractor Supply this morning. There's 3. That means 1 per gallon. So I'm going to fill up a gallon of water. I'm going to put this in, shake it up, and then I'm going to bring it over to the chicks and fill up their little water bottle. Okay, we are actually getting right to work. We are going to be planting this dwarf-size Reliance peach. It says that it is self-pollinating. It is dwarf and it's very cold hardy. So this is perfect for our area. Just also want to let you know we were planning on putting it in that space, but instead we transplanted this is a butterfly bush. And we're now going to put the peach tree in the other space that David actually has made a hole for. Okay, can you grab it, babes? Because I got I'm a one-hand tree and got it?
Cinematographer.
Yeah. Oh, be careful with your back. This is when we need our backs. Okay, so the butterfly bush was here, so we took it out, and then we went over about a foot, and now we're going to put the peach tree here. So it is going to get sun, because that's where the sun would be coming from. It's a little cloudy today. And also we're going to be trimming that crepe myrtle that's in the front there that looks like a bunch of sticks. That's a crepe myrtle. That's going to be trimmed half down. And then we're also going to prune more of the Quonset tree because it is definitely a little bit too big than we had anticipated. So we'll take a couple of branches off and let some of the sun come in as well. But this is our Reliance peach tree. Again, it's a dwarf size. It is perfect for a small urban homestead like this one, small gardens, small, landscape, because peach trees can get pretty big. So I'm excited about putting this one in the ground because we know it's not going to compete so much with the Quonset tree that's there. And I think I must have mentioned before, if I knew now, if I knew then what I knew now, I wouldn't have planted that Quonset tree, even though it's beautiful. I would have planted a more native tree. Alrighty, so we are cutting the sides of this container tree because it's been here for a while, and I could tell from the very bottom that it has been compacted. So we want to kind of let that open up. So David is cutting all sides. Now we're not going to put compost in the bottom of it. We're going to actually put the compost on top of it. So as it rains, as we water it, that compost works down into the roots. We want the roots to start reaching out. And so if we put the compost down, they're not going to want to reach further down because they're going to be happy with compost there. So I think we need to go down a little further.
Yeah, I can go down a little further, but how does that look as far as...
Oh, it's perfect.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, how you place
This
it.
will be all the new growth.
Yeah, how you
This
place
is
it can be
already-
great.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so we want the bottom of the soil to be at soil level with the ground itself. And that goes for any tree. You never want to plant a tree that's in a container above the soil, but you never want to plant it under soil either. I was also looking at another way of planting big trees, even though this is not a big tree, but they did like a square opening versus a circle. So I know you're gonna hit rocks down there and probably some other roots.
That's it.
That's it? Okay, that's good. All right, so let's get that peach tree in there. I think once you step on it a little bit,
No,
you're good?
Yeah, this is fine because it's gonna look like that with the ring.
Okay, great. Yes, it's a little dwarf peach tree.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I think that's good. That's perfectly straight. Perfectly straight. That's wonderful. Thank you. Ooh, it's so pretty. I'm all excited now.
Well, peaches, I should think so.
I'm excited. These peaches are good. I was reading it. It's great for, oh no, that was the plum tree. We also are planting a plum tree in the back.
So, wait, are these the little miniature scrunchy plants?
These peaches are going to be, it's a dwarf size, so it's going to be a smaller peach.
Scrunchy little donut.
No, not a donut.
Not a donut.
Not a donut, yeah. Those are actually big trees.
Oh,
Yeah.
see what I know?
Yeah, those are big trees, yeah. There's so many varieties of them, you know?
Well, very cool.
All right, so now David is packing it in there.
You like it, right?
I love it, I love it. You want me to just put it a little straighter?
Like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, now you have it. So even though it looks tilted on the ground, we do want to straighten up the trunk. And that's what we're doing here. And I think David has done a fantastic job. He's got a good eye. I'm not one for measuring anything. I eyeball everything. And David's the opposite from me. He's got to measure everything. I guess we balance out pretty good.
The what?
How we doing? There he goes. That's how your gardening is so good because it lets out all your frustrations at the same time. So this is exciting. You notice how I'm trying to squeeze every edible tree, bush, whatever I can, try to squeeze into this little landscape. The next thing that's going to go, but not today, is this golden unaminis, and that's because we're replacing that with blackberry bushes, which, remember, I ordered and I shared with you guys the packaging when it came. So I'm looking forward to replacing this golden unaminis. It's going into compost. And then, oh no, we're not. We're going to be transplanting it across the street, right? The golden unaminis. I think that's what we changed our mind about that. So we're going to transplant these bushes across the street where they have other golden unaminis as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to keep this for blackberry bushes and blueberry bushes here. Hi, how are you? Okay, so we're back. Had to take a brief little second there.
Okay, that's done.
Look at that! I'm so excited!
Give me some mulch, right?
Yeah, let's get some mulch. It's funny, I'm glad we got that bag from the parks this morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is great. So we now have a dwarf peach tree. This is a dwarf. So I know the Kwanzaa is there. I don't, if you put two trees here, that's not actually a wise idea. This is a retaining wall, and too much, it's made out of stone. It's very well made, I'm sure, but roots are also very strong and very heavy. And we cannot have two trees up here. It's impossible. That will affect the integrity of the retaining wall. So So we definitely don't want to do that. But having a dwarf tree is different because that means that the roots and the trunk are not going to be as big as that Quonset tree that we are looking at. This mulch, we got it from Parks Department. It was dumped over on the parkland, so we did take some for, you know, to use on trees, on even our sidewalk tree. They had about, I would say, 3 yards of mulch in that corner, which is pretty big. So I'm sure 6 bags of mulch is something that they're not going to miss. All right, so we're just topping it off, giving it a nice little dressing. But yeah, I am so looking forward to this 3 Lions peach. See that? Didn't even plan on getting a peach tree today, David.
I love peaches.
You know, didn't
That's
even
why
plan.
I didn't give you no rebuttal.
And I got a dwarf one. I mean, you know, I just thought it was perfect for any little spot that we were gonna pick.
Yep.
You know. All right, let me get you the loppers so that you can prune that crepe myrtle.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Please.
All right. Okay. We're now going to be planting the plum tree. So this is the plum tree here, and again we got this one at Tractor Supply, and it's called Ooh Rosa Plum, and it's great for canning and eating outright. It's like a reddish plum. This is not a dwarf size, so we decided to plant it here, which is a pretty big, heavy area. Lots of soil in there, lots of soil underground, underneath the pavers, and on the other side too. So anyway, I'm taking the opportunity while David is digging the hole up for the plum tree. I did open up the coop, so it does have a little door here where I was taking the eggs out, but you can also open up the entire thing to clean it out. I don't actually stand too close to it because I don't want to catch any kind of thing that's going to cause inflammation. So I will put the pine chips in there. I will clean out the coop twice a year as recommended for deep litter cleaning, as they say. So I'm going to go in there and put some chips in. And then I did close off the end over there so that the hens don't come in. And I can actually get their coop nice and clean. So when I do let them in, you know, they will calm down and look around and see, hey, what's happening? What did she do? So. See, just by putting the pine shavings in already, some of the odor, which is not a lot, there's not a lot of odor here. Some of the odor is already gone. And then, let's see, I think that's about it. These chips really lasted a long time. Normally I get the eggs from over here. They like to put the eggs there. All right, I'm gonna close this up and then I'm gonna do their food on the bottom over there. Okay, David did a nice hole here for the plum tree. However, we need to address this situation. This is where Holly and Charlie go in, and I had to block it all with sand and all kinds of rolled up fencing. But David's actually going to put a plank there, a wooden one, a tall one, so that they don't go in there. And then we can take this out, and then we'll plant the tree, so this way the tree is not in the way. In the meantime, while he gets the plank and we get things going with that tree, I gave the hens some kale. This broke from hanging, which I guess sooner or later that was going to happen, right? And now I'm going to just feed the hens. These are grits. These are great. This is the first time I actually, this is by Do More. I like these. These are, they'll have fun with that, trying to break that down. And then there's oyster shells in here, and then there's pellets. So I'm not gonna fill it all the way to the top because I do notice that the more you give them, the more they eat. And honestly, they're eating pretty good. So for me to fill it to the top is not gonna happen, especially if I've gotta clean out their coop anyway. At least once or twice a week, right? Okay. You hear them? They're like so excited. Okay, we hit a little bit of a snag here because the wood is covering the latch, and we can't have that because I do open this up in order for me to clean out the straw. So David's gonna go and he's going to see if he can cut this piece here. Not all the way down, but enough to like do maybe halfway. And then this way we can open this up because we still need access to the back in order for us to add hay, add straw, clean out the straw, you know, things like that. So that's what he's gonna do. Let me put this aside for him so he has some room. Nice plum tree. I think it'll really make a beautiful overhead over the coop. And so it's gonna take a little time, but it just makes more sense to do this now versus planting a tree and then having to go around the tree and then, you know, could break a stem or something like that. So even though we hit a snag in the beginning, at least we're taking care of it. Nothing could be easy, right, babes?
Nothing. If it ain't one thing, it's another.
I know. But I guess, you know, after that's done, then that's problem will be solved, and then I can let Holly out and not worry about her jumping, you know, or trying to get back there. Yeah. There's a lot of soil back there, right? That they kick out. Yeah. So I did take some of the golden eunomynus sticks that, you know, we ended up taking that out. That was over here. So we took that and I actually put it in there to entertain the hens, you know, something new in their coop, and they're probably saying, what is that? So that gives them something a little bit to do. I know that keeping a hen's mind is very, you know, mind busy is very important for them. So any little thing that can break the same routine of going back and forth is better than none. So I did give them some mealworms in their food. And I left a bunch of their food there. That's all they're gonna have. So, and they still have some kale left here. So that's good. What are you looking for?
I got it.
Oh, okay. All right, we have solved that little issue over there. It's now impossible for the rabbits to go in there. We can still open up the back. And now we're putting in the plum tree. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. David's like, I am excited that I'm going to be finishing soon.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. It's a little bit tired. Okay, so guys, you are witnessing a little plum tree that will eventually grow up higher, go up to the fence, and then cover the coop as well. I love this. This is great. It doesn't compete with this big tree that's the Quonset tree. And it's going to get a lot of sun over there. So we were going to put a smart pot there or a Vigo garden there, if I remember correctly, but I changed my mind. So now it's a plum tree. So this plum tree is good for north. It tolerates cold, and it's great for canning and eating fresh. The plums are like a reddish color.
That looks straight enough.
That looks perfectly straight.
You want me to bring this branch out here?
No, no, no. That looks good. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's perfect. It's gonna have plenty of room. I love it. This is great. So the plum tree is planted in our 200 square foot planting space in our 800 square foot backyard. So where there's soil, and even though it may look small over there, and this is a regular sized tree, guys, remember that under this patio is all earth. So those roots are not only going to go under here, but there's also earth on the other side as well. So this tree will have no problem getting the nutrients that it needs and growing big. So I'm pretty confident it's going to do well here. And I like the fact that it's right next to the coop, you know, so it'll have some little pink flowers, you know, when they start to flower, and that should be a nice little site here. And we'll have some fruit, you know, besides the vegetables. So now David's putting a ring around the tree, so that's when it rains, the rain stays going into the trunk of the tree instead of coming out. And that's just something that you do with all trees. We do that with all trees, and so the tree can retain water more. Again, we'll add compost onto the top of this, thanks to a homesteader, which I follow on YouTube as well, and she's been very successful at growing fruit trees. And one of her tips is to put the compost over, not under. So this is cool. So David, I think you earned yourself a shrimp dish with
good.
garlic and broccoli.
Sounds good to me, especially as hungry as I am.
Yeah, right? I think we did quite a bit of work today. We did shopping, we took care of the hens, we planted a dwarf peach, and now we're planting a regular size plum tree.
Mozart, right?
Yeah, regular size plum tree. So this is not a dwarf plum, people. This is a regular size plum. So we should be able to see a nice tall tree, which is fine. It'll have nice shade here and cover this ugly green fence that we have. Okay, can I let Holly out now that that piece of wood is there? Not yet?
No.
Okay.
Why? Because you're going to start chewing the trunk.
Oh, yeah, we have to put a fence around it. Yeah, no, you're right. You are absolutely right. Okay, you're right. Yeah, so, you know, rabbits, they go up to the trunks of trees and shrubs and they leave their mark, but as they do that, they also peel the bark off, and that's what happened to the golden eunomynuses, which, by the way, it's time we remove them anyway. We've learned a lot of why we shouldn't be planting them. So they're dying. They literally are, you know, without that bark, they don't do well. They bring in a lot of flies. Look at this one. See how dry it's getting? So we're not going to keep those, you know. Come to think about it, David,
We have to give them a drink.
we have another opportunity to probably plant another fruit tree here in the middle. Oh no, because of this tree. It'll compete.
Oh, right there.
Or over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we did not think of
A
that.
miniature cherry.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Cherries are good. Okay.
Just thought about that. Okay. nice thing about homesteading is, you know, you can change your mind as things presents itself. Well, all in a good day's work. Happy weekend to y'all. Okay, guys, it looks like we are done. David finished putting, I know it looks a little cumbersome what we had to do, but we do have rabbits, and this is a very young tree. So we did put a fence. David did put 3 stakes on it, and he did some ties on there. We just need to put the stakes on the bottom so that Holly doesn't dig underneath. And other than that, we have a plum tree, regular size plum tree that we planted as a baby, and looking forward to one day having plums. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you the next time.